Okie dokes, let's get this all powered up. I'm going to set the mic today a little higher. Notice that things are a little low yesterday, and then I'll turn the mic down. Turn my mic down just a little bit here, but the mixer on OBS up a little bit to negative 1.3 dB on the mixer. OBS 15.1. Okay, so how is everyone doing? Thank you very much to Jacob coming in loud and proud over on the chat side. All right, so you know I've been going live every day, anywhere between 15 minutes and an hour, basically just doing me, doing what I do. I'm loving it. Now I just got bumped over to Patreon for no reason. So I'll have to open up my YouTube again. All right, so on Twitter, I put out a little note that I had some concerns about us being here in the 52s. If you remember, we had talked about, you know, that certain prices assure you of certain moves, right? That there's enough energy in certain prices, like 80 gets you 120, for example. There's all sorts of kind of wives' tales about generous moves that kind of are gifts to any trader. Sometimes they can happen in gaps. Of course, Bitcoin it's hard to gap unless we have an issue with an exchange and there's no data coming through or something like of that nature. So as we came into, I think I had said that 48, you know, to keep us at 48 and kind of establish a nice base at 48, that we would get 50 plus. So it was very nice to see the 8 hold on to the close, and it's been doing it beautifully so. So I thought, well, what I can try and do is show you where things are, but put it in a vertical format. And do that by, I don't want to show it as an image, so I want to show it as a Chrome browser with OBS. So that's what I'm going to try and do right now. See what happens. I'm going to pull up OBS and we're going to add, first of all, we're going to try and find a Chrome browser that I have already built in. And I think the one that I have is a Chrome current tab. Let me open that up. And the Chrome current tab is the YouTube. And what we want to do is grab this here and see there that it is. And there we go. And then bring it up for visibility. And bring it over here. And I am going to go ahead and cover things up, okay? And I'm not going to worry so much about it being pretty, because we know, if you've been with me long enough, you know that I have on a permanent life ban from TradingView. And so I go in, I build my chart best I can, and then I have to kind of keep it like that because of these pop-ups that want to sell me on signing in. So let's take a look. I'm going to just look at 3 elements of Ruby. So you'll start off with the 60-minute because you want it to be fixed. And so you'll set up, you'll see the black line here is the 8 EMA on a fixed 60. And you can ask for that now when you're building your exponential moving averages. You can ask for it to read in any time frame. So don't go with current chart. And so this is the 8, the 41, and the 243. So the 8 is the black. The 41 is the next white line, and then the longer white line there down at the bottom is the 243. So real simple, right? So it's not as complicated as the older rubies that had a lot of things that you needed to learn about, but over the years, just for my sanity, because I have to rebuild the chart every single time, is that we just kind of reduce it to the barest elements, right? 841 cross, a ruby 841 cross long supports the price and guides the price long. An 841 cross short guides the price short. So there's the mechanism here is very simple. Everyone's heard about a cross. It's just a unique factor of ruby that over the years at the 841. I've seen all sorts of other I've seen 926s. I've seen all sorts of different ones. So whatever, it does not have to be my chart, does not have to be ruby. The only benefit that I have is that ruby's back tested and on GitHub. And so, you know, just always have a chart in front of you that is a chart that you completely understand. It does not have to be my chart. It should be your chart, right? That's what makes the conversation so valid and useful, is that you see things differently than I see things. But the basis of, and we'll just start off with the 8. The 9, for example, in Forex, a 9 with an 80-second tick chart is what the Forex will use to define whether or not they are holding long or holding short. Just so that you know, it's just an old technique. And so when the 8 kind of came into it, of course, it was all looked at from legacy and with Bitcoin. And so for the 8 to hold the close, you're going to notice, let me see, I'm going to move this around best I can, but if you were back on the chart, you would see, let me get up my little pencil out here. Draw a few things on the chart so you guys can see. And I'm just going to grab a little pencil here. You'll notice that over in here, that is the 8 holding the close. And so when we see this kind of effort here, you'll notice, right? This effort that's above the 8, this distance between the 8 holding the close, we really kind of want to see a more cradled effect. Does that make sense to you guys? You want it to be more cradled. You really don't want things to move too fast, too far away that from which price is supported. Because price has to find, it has to be valid. There have to be participants that want to make it valid. And so a cradling effect is a sign that the market participants are buying in. Now, Ruby has another component, the 51. The 51 put on and plotted will also tell you that the direction of money in and money interested is positive. Now you can already see without the 51 being on the chart that the 41 is beginning to sort of kind of flatten out. So we can just use the 41 even though it's not the money line. The money line is the 51. You'll notice that this is only ever so gently up, right? The percentage of movement up is very gentle here. So there's a flattening of interest, and this is why I'm not so crazy about the way in which we're coming into this price digestion. I'm not so happy. Beauty has a little bit of a frown, just a little tiny bit of a frown, because we want to always see the percentage of move, you know, the angle of the move to be healthy, and so that there's no fear of tapping and retesting at where. Okay, tap and retest 841. The 8 could swing down and it comes into the 41, fine enough, that's good. We'd get a tap, right? We see these all the time. We get a tap and a move. But remember, the big kahuna, the 243, is right down here waiting to shake what would be considered, you know, because anything over 50, right, kind of puts a mark on all of us that have been in Bitcoin for such a long time. This is a great responsibility. And the higher the price, it has to be super healthy so that we can walk away from being made a mockery of. Too many headlines. It says to me that we're going to be getting a handcuff play in my world. I feel that someone, I don't know who that someone is, but someone or some situation that has plagued us over the years is going to be exposed. That this is just me, right? This is the Mother Goose in me speaking about that. Price is telling us something, it always does. And so we just, we need to be more mindful. So I would rather, I'm just going to speak in those kind of terms because, well, I can. And I like to speak in those kinds of languages. These love languages that I have with you guys. All right, so I think I need to open up a new window so that I can get back over to my YouTube, check my chat, and also check how long I've been live. So there was a Twitch that I did that went through the Condor's Pass to show you where we were a couple of days ago, and then that same day I went over to Periscope to basically just do a repeat of what I had said over on Twitch. And I should probably do the same thing with today's YouTube. Go up to Twitch and build the chart, kind of put that in the can, and then go over to Periscope. All right, let me get myself into YouTube. And let me go ahead and also move I'm going to move this guy over, because you guys know, just move that right here, I guess, so I can still see it. So here we have these lovely buys coming in too. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, we're going to hit 52.50 and I'm going to be still mucking around. So I am sorry, guys. There we are, 52.5. 52.5. I have this really weird feeling that in one of my old charts we're going to have some sort of array tool picking up at these prices. I need to go into one of my older charts and give you market participation numbers from the old days. Okay. Let's see if I can get back into the studio without fail. At 52.522.5. 52.571, up 6.85% on the session. Great percentage, but I still have concerns about the way that it all kind of happened. 52.577, I'll keep calling until my studio opens up. 52.575. And I am showcasing the Bitfinex pair today, not the Coinbase pair. 52.584. 554. See, I wouldn't mind it so much if 52.5 can just kind of hold off so that the 8 and the 41 can find themselves motivated to get up there. But you know, those weak candles don't help. So we need some nice bars to come in. almost there. Tell you what, gotta do this differently somehow. I'm gonna keep this up while I'm mucking around here. Oh, come on, puppy, 52,550. Kind of trying to keep the energy up in my YouTube while I wait for the darn studio to load. 52,554. 52,549. Okay, so you guys know our price is. Let me just see if I can get this to load up. Crazy. And of course, like all my viewers, bye viewers. Bye viewers. All right. I'm trying to get back to you guys. All right, now I'm back. There we go. Crazy. 52,478, so we've dropped down just a few dollars here, away from 52.5. And let me kind of, oh, we've been on for 44 minutes. Okay, so I don't know if you guys want to, well, if I keep the chart up, I can make markings on it. So why don't I just go ahead and I'll keep the chart up, and then let me get a few markings back on it now. And grab my picker. I'm just going to leave it in the red color too, so you guys can see. All right, so once again, remember we have the 8, right? And this is where we kind of want the 8 to cradle. But do you see how the avoidance of the 8 here and the trajectory away? Now, you can measure this. There's a great tool on TradingView that lets you grab the angle. And of course, a 45-degree angle, right, is a very kind of a move that has a lot of energy behind it, right? And the lower that is, sometimes the healthier that it is. I'm just concerned that we have these really odd pauses in here. Do you see? And the way in which that this is kind of wiggly, right? It's a little too wiggly. Now, it could be time of day. It could be the fact that we're on a 6.5% move right now at 52,419. So it could be like all of those things. But just the way that I understand it's a 3-minute, but we should just see a little bit more coordination in this. Okay. But you guys knew before, right? So we have, grab the picker tool again. Grab my picker tool again. There you are. Move him over here. Okay, so once again, the 8, right? The 41 and the 243. So we can tolerate price coming down to the 8. No problem. We can even get a very healthy bounce for price coming, flushing to the 41, but the 8 is still holding the close. So the 8 always has to cradle the close for there to be interest long. The 51, of course, can be added to showcase whether or not money is in. Clearly money is in, but it's looking as though interest is waning, interest is flattening. Because, for one reason, it's not giving anyone an opportunity to get in. There was some piling in. And there were a couple of times where the 8 got tapped or tagged, whatever you want to say. And so there was some crawling in there. You'll see it by the SIG alerts, right? However, we always want an opportunity to be able to climb in. You have to give. That's what makes the market, before there becomes a little bit too much tension. It gets a little bit too rich for its britches, considering it's Wednesday, February 17th. Now we have a short month, no doubt, right? So only a few more days, to kind of, buy your fruit basket. 52 half at 6.17% on the session. So we want to make sure that in the next days leading to the end of the month that we give people an opportunity to buy in. So that gets less and less. Of course, we have some, horrific situations with Mother Nature, lots of different reasons why we might see that there are issues. But, sometimes I've noticed that when I come in and I start kind of talking about these things, and then there's a reassessment of what the next move would be, right? 52 gets a 6 kind of thing. And that narrative is proven out by showcasing of the charts and where the next move might be. And of course, lots of people on YouTube, talking about their own objectives. And I'll say that these paid groups will have their own objectives, their own narratives. When you come and visit me on YouTube, of course, it is completely free. Isn't that incredible? And then you can always go over to GitHub and read all about Ruby. There are other narratives about Ruby out there, not only just on YouTube, but WordPress and blah, 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 all of that. And, the reason that I even come on from the very beginning has been to chart, to chat, and connect with traders from all over the world. That has been the motto. That was the .com in the day, and that's the whole thing that I'm about. I'm really more interested in hearing what your ideas are, right? So, and that's really what it should be about. And it does all, and it always has concerned me, right, that the gurus decided that what they had to say was somehow the greater passion project, and getting people to agree with what they have to say. And that is completely against everything that I believe in. It's what you believe that is more fascinating to me, Okay, we are at 52,410, 52, and the famous 52,420 coming in. 52,420. All right, let me link out of my color picker. And I hope that all works. So we'll just kind of keep it like this for a moment, for another maybe 10 minutes, I guess, until we're a full hour in. I was going to read a little bit of my book today as well. But I may decide to put you on mute for a little bit. Okie dokes, a little bit of a round. We know that we're going to be getting a print out of the EMAs in about 4 minutes, so that will tell us a little bit more about what in the world is going on with Bitcoin today, priced at an amazing price at 52,237. 52,237, up 6.37% on the session. We are watching the Bitfinex BTC USD pair. Looking there on the right hand side is the SIG alerts, which is this lovely grouping of Bitcoin from different exchanges, and the tick activity there. It's actually very exciting to watch. And on the left is a grayed out version of my chart coming through to you from TradingView. And so we have the 8 EMA. These are components of Ruby. An 8 EMA plotted on the 60. You are looking at a 3-minute bar followed by a white line there, which is the 41. The basis of Ruby is a 841 cross, either long or short. We are currently in an 841 Ruby cross long. The line, the white line that's further down below, is the 243. The famed 243 that when I call for the 243 bounce, oh man, watch it. Grab and buckle up. Because when it happens, it is very exciting. Earlier, when I was on mic, I was describing the fact that we have to give people a chance to climb in, to climb on board, especially as we come into the last 10 days, 11 days of the month of February 2020. Remember, January, February, March, right? So we would have one more month in the first quarter of 2021. So there's a lot of decisions that are made. Of course, they can be made in the very first candle of the year, more towards the end of the month kind of thing. People are rebalancing and making decisions as to whether or not they want to stay in Bitcoin or leave Bitcoin. So that's why we are vigilant and interested and useful as best we can in the community to share what we're seeing. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about things. So grab the StreamYard link and raise your voice. Power up. Power up. Let the world know what you're thinking about. What are you seeing? Because I know that you will see something that I never even thought about. It is guaranteed. That's what makes us so unique and wonderful. Each and every one of us, right? Each and every one of us has something wonderful to offer when we're all looking at the same thing. It's fascinating. So if you can bear to be brave enough, as fun as they are, and, fueled as they are to entertain you, avoid the guru. The guru is a dead end for you. For you. It's okay for certain things. But when it comes to the trade, the guru is a no you. Okay? That's why they're in the position that they're in. They can charge the prices that they do. They can abuse you if they choose to, etc. All of these things that can make a trader fall off their course, their own course. So get in there, get reading, get studying, get finding that little bit of the chart that is completely known by you, 100%. Completely known by you. That you can look at a chart and in just a moment you can define where the 50% line is. Just something as simple as that. Define whether or not the trade is long. Decide if the trade is short. Have your own narrative being built up. Okay? Because there is a fitness going on. A fiscal fitness happening. Okay, we've been online for an hour and 7 minutes, and now we can see very clearly, I'm going to wait for the chart to catch up on YouTube, that the 8 is holding the close. Okay, so we have the top of the hour. The 8 has printed for the hour. And now we can see the price is a little closer to the 8, a little closer to cradling the 8, which is a very good sign. And if you were to put a perpendicular line up against the 41 is also, the trajectory is cradling long for now. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Follow up on the Twitch and the Periscope if you want to see how in the world I build my charts and hear a different kind of tone of voice, because each of the platforms have a different personality, even with the people that listen, and different kind of ideas. Well, I got a chance to say things a little differently, and you know, kind of like walking into another room, just kind of, sometimes I can have a little bit more even personality. Other times I'm just like bored, then I want to read my book instead of mucking around with the 8 and that sort of thing. So you never know what you're going to get, and especially with Periscope shuttering soon. And I love my Periscope. The people over there have always been very kind to me. So to see it kind of fall away hurts some my feelings. But Twitch is fun too, okay? They just don't hold on to your recordings unless you go in there and do all sorts of other work. Not into the work in life. Not on Twitch. I don't need to be working for Twitch. Okay, everybody, I will talk to you soon, okay? This has been Beauty Bubble here on StreamYard. Wow, go ahead and grab my link and get involved with StreamYard. And once you do that, once you get your cute little butt down there, grab the link, let me know what you plan on doing. Where are you going to raise your voice and your ideas and your attitudes and your opinions about whatever it is that you want? I encourage you to do it. It is like the living journal of life. It's super, super fun and very easy. And then you can come to me, let me know where you're doing so that I can support your endeavors and, and be all the love that I know that we can be. Thank you very much. And I'll talk to everyone soon. Bye-bye now.